now at manseametal.com. MANSEA metal.com.
WHOW Planting Reports are brought to you by our title sponsor, Apex Clean Energy, planting the seeds for a better future in Illinois. Also brought to you by Whiffles Hybrids and your local Whiffles Hybrids dealer. Baum Chevrolet in Clinton, where you'll find the official truck of our planting reports, that 2024 Chevy Silverado. The Macon County Farm Bureau, AAK Mechanical, the McLean County Farm Bureau, Peterson Insurance, and Mansee Metal.
This is staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with your regional radio forecast. Mainly clear skies today with daytime highs approaching 80. Winds out of the southeast 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mainly clear skies again tonight. Lows level off around 62. Storms likely tomorrow. Highs level off around 82. Mainly cloudy skies expected. Hear weather twice an hour or online anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com. Currently, it's 55 degrees.
Hi, this is Dr. Sue Stur at Covenant Animal Clinic, your hometown vet in Clinton. Now is the time to protect your pet from heartworm disease. We are now offering ProHeart 6, which protects your pet for 6 months with one simple injection. Get all the details by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Whether your home is flooding from spring rains or needs major spring cleaning, ServPro of Piatt, DeWitt counties will make it like it never happened. Find out how they can help you by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Fiber internet has come to Clinton, thanks to Connexus. That's right, Connexus has brought fiber internet to Clinton with plans starting at $45 a month and speeds up to 5 gig. Fall in love with your internet again with incredible fiber internet right to your home. Get on the fiber internet superhighway in Clinton now by clicking the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com. Fiber internet has come to Clinton. Fiber not available everywhere. Terms and conditions apply.
Enel North America is dedicated to creating long-term shared value for our host communities. Enel is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the WHOW WEZC McLean County Community Spotlight, featuring the important work of a different McLean County nonprofit organization each month.
Hi, I'm Deborah Cole, Director of Development for the Salvation Army in McLean County. We provide many services like Safe Harbor Shelter, a low-barrier adult shelter housing 50, and $123,000 in rent and utility assistance to families with emergencies. Our self-choice food pantry served over 9,000 people last year. Find out more online at sabloomington.org.
Enel is a clean energy leader in North America and is working to electrify the economy and help build a net zero carbon future for Illinois. They're proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the WHOW WEZC McLean County Community Spotlight.
News time, 12 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Thursday. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded local newscast brought to you by Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton, your Silverado headquarters, and the morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube. Brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Could a new city hall be in store in the immediate future for the city of Clinton? That is what officials are trying to determine on the WHOW Morning Show Wednesday. City Administrator Taylor Baxter told Regional Radio the city is working with an architect on a request for proposal for what a new city hall would have to look like.
There has been, yes, and it is progressing. We've actually gotten to the point where the council gave me approval to put out an RFP for a design build. So what that would look like is, the companies that have come in and talked to me about this, and then I haven't received any of the bids back yet. I think they're due at the beginning of June, so pretty shortly. But I've had meetings with contractors and engineering firms, and they've kind of looked at what does Clinton have right now, a mini needs assessment, what are our deficiencies, and then what they're going to do is we've broken it up into 2 phases. They're going to bid on phase 1, and that's going to include a mock design. We don't have a site location picked out yet, but hey, here's really the square footage that you guys are needing, and this is what a site could potentially look like. And then after that, we would go into phase 2 and figure out where a site location would be. We'd pick out a firm spot, and then the facility would be designed to fit that space. So it's more concrete, whereas right now it's just the concept, working on it, and estimated costs. So
currently, the most city services are housed in one facility. The city administrator, water, fire, and police. According to Baxter, that would be the plan for a new facility as well.
Right now, our current facility, if listeners aren't aware, we do have City Hall administration, which has the water billing, it has the city clerk, our finance department, human resources. My office is there, as well as the police station and fire station. So we're all housed in one building. And with this new facility, that would be the same type of idea, having it under one roof, one structure. That way we don't have to pay for multiple buildings. But really, there's such a need with our fire department as well as our police department to expand the space that they need just for basic operations of their departments of public safety. It's so important. And for example, like with our fire trucks, we've had to modify them to fit them into our garage. And when Brandon, one of our engineers, is trying to work on the vehicles, he can't even lift the hood up inside of the garage. And think about that in the winter. You got to take the fire truck out of the garage, open up the hood. That's just one small example. I could tell you 100 more of the deficiencies. We've tried to make it work, and it's gotten to the point where fire trucks are not getting smaller. In the police department, there's a lot of deficiencies over there as far as space. And I don't like talking about the bad things that the city of Clinton has, but I mean it really is.
Baxter indicates the city would like to keep itself close to downtown because of the network connection with the county building. Space is limited, though, in that part of the city, but Baxter says they have a few ideas in mind.
Yeah, we've had preliminary discussions about one in particular, and this is, just we're trying to be as close as we can to the DeWitt County building, because with our police department, we actually have a underground fiber connection that connects right to the emergency operations center, and that's vital for our police department to be as close as possible for that connection. Now, there is the ability to go underground, all of that stuff, but we want to be as close as we can, not only for police, but for response times with the fire department, for residents that maybe aren't able to drive to the outskirts of town to pay their water bill or have questions at City Hall. And if you look at downtown, there's not a whole lot of open space. We have had preliminary discussions with the Warner Foundation about the Prairie Passage location. There's been nothing confirmed with that. There's, just, hey, what could that look like? Would you guys be open to it? Very, very early. And again, we don't even know what this facility is going to look like. It's just those conversations have started. Here's what we got going down the pipeline, and could we make something work? Maybe, maybe not. There's some other spots downtown that I've looked at in city property that we own that could potentially be a site. So we'll see what happens. Very, very, very early stages of that.
Issues with City Hall's elevators have led to the conversation about a new City Hall facility. Baxter reminds the city recently needed to find a new maintenance company, and the cost to completely fix the elevator is going to be substantial because it's so old.
And I guess where all of this started from, Seth, was we've had conversations internally about, just City Hall, police station, fire station as a whole. And is this facility really what our residents need and deserve, as well as our internal operations with the fire department and police station? Is it the best use of a facility for us? And as we've had those discussions, the elevator is the main driver of this, because, it's going to cost $250,000 to replace it. And if we're thinking about a new facility, do we want to spend that significant amount of money and time and effort to do that, or are we just going to Band-Aid it? Well, the Band-Aids aren't working, and if we do go a new route with a new City Hall, police station, and fire station, that's still going to be a couple years with design and then build. So we've gotten to the point where, we're going to need to replace this thing. And with talking with them, Kone, the new company, even if we sign the contract tomorrow, it's going to still be 6 months out. But they have had experience with elevators like ours that we have at City Hall, and they're very confident that they could Band-Aid it together while those engineering designs are done and the manufacturing of the new elevator for us could be done. So it's kind of evolved from, hey, let's just Band-Aid it to we need to replace it and still have the conversations of a new City Hall, police station, and fire station.
A substantial amount in the city's reserves will allow them to afford this project. The reserves may not cover the entire cost, but Baxter says they will have financial options.
Yes, so that is a great question, and the city has built up some reserves, and Clint has done a great job. Clint Lichtenwalter is our city treasurer, and put the city in a very good position financially to be able to do a facility such as this. From talking, it's going to be obviously a multi-million-dollar deal. Anywhere from the $10 to $15 million range is what I've kind of heard, just preliminary talks. Again, we don't know that, but we have the ability to go out for bonds, municipal bonds, and issue those. So there's some different strategies that us as the city has the ability to find some additional funding as far as utilizing our reserves, but also issuing bonds and things of that nature to help support it.
Baxter indicates the city continues to conduct its business in the lower level of the fire station on Tuesday evenings. The Clinton Board of Education Tuesday night approved pay increases for its substitute teachers and support professionals. On the WHOW Morning Show Wednesday, Superintendent of Clinton Schools, Kurt Nettles, told Regional Radio substitute teachers' pay will go up. Subs that are retired teachers will receive a little extra, and subs that fill in more than 10 consecutive days will see their pay increase on the 11th day.
Well, first of all, substitute teacher pay is going to go up. We're going to raise that by, I believe, $10 and $15 per day. So somebody that's going to substitute teach is going to get $120 a day. If you're a retired teacher from the district, it's $125 a day. And if someone subs 10 consecutive days, the 11th day it's going to go up to $130 a day, because sometimes we need those subs a little bit longer term if there's a medical leave or maternity leave or something of that nature. And we're trying to compete with other districts, so this has somewhat become a bidding war. And it's fair. I mean, everybody knows that we have people that sub every day, some because they want something to do, some because they like the extra money, and some because it's a job. And that's their part of helping bring home the bacon, so to speak, to their family. So we all know gas is, I don't know what it is in town today, probably $3.60 something. And I don't do all the shopping for us, but I know prices are up. It's inflation. We're going to have to pay to keep good people.
Nettles indicates they seem to have a small number of substitutes that end up becoming de facto full-time teachers on a yearly basis. They have tried to bring them up to a salary comparable to a full-time teacher in that circumstance.
I don't know the exact number, but every year we're going to have at least a couple of teachers that are out long-term because our staff is getting younger, so we're having some pregnancies. So they're out for maternity leave, and unfortunately, we've had some really ill, those personal illnesses that happen that are long term, and that's sad. And they have to be out a while. Very grateful that we had one or two of those where those folks are back. So that's good. So that happens, and when you have a staff like ours, it's larger. We got probably close to 160 teachers now around the district, and when you get 160 people involved, you're going to have pregnancies and serious illnesses and things like that. So
yep.
A lot of people that we would use for the long term are retired teachers. They have to be careful how many days they work and how much they can earn and those kinds of things because they're on a pension. And there have been times in past when we have a teacher that's going to be out quite some time, we will put a teacher on the salary schedule where they'll earn more like what a beginning teacher would make on a daily basis, because people may not remember this, but a number of years ago, probably 2017, something like that, we had a math teacher at the high school that left. I won't go into the details, but we had that opening from October through the rest of the school year, basically, until Mr. Tracer Mills came in and started student teaching and then took over. But we went and got somebody retired and we paid them. We paid them what we would pay a regular teacher to do that because, number one, it's important. It is going to be all the lesson planning and the classroom management and all those things. So occasionally, if it's going to be a long time, we will up that pay to a more of what a basic teacher pay is going to be per day.
The Board of Education Tuesday night did not discuss the teacher pay issue and, in fact, had minimal discussion about most of the agenda items. Nettles explains there is a constant conversation between himself and the Board of Education leading up to its monthly meetings. He encourages community members who have questions about anything on the board agendas to reach out to him or contact your local board member.
I think one of the things that is important in this situation is in between board meetings, I feed the board a lot of information. They get updates on a weekly basis from myself and Mr. Goebel on the financial side, the facility side, and the teaching and learning side, or just basic operations of things. So they get a lot of information every week, and they've read about it. They've had a chance to ask me or Mr. Goebel questions, personal conversations, maybe one-on-one with each other and things like that. But when it comes to the board meeting, that's kind of the time to just take care of business. They always have the right to ask questions and discuss things, and that's their prerogative. But I think they've heard enough about it that they're ready just to vote on it and move on it. I think it's in people's best interest if they have questions that they need to ask. They need to be willing and able to come forward and contact our office and ask questions. Board members' telephone numbers are on the website, and you see all these people on the street and in the community. You're friends with them, your neighbors with them. Open conversation is encouraged with individual board members, with me. And I get conversation from people. I go to McDonald's, I go to Save-A-Lot, I go to restaurants, I'm hanging around different places, and people do come up and talk to me, and I'm happy to answer questions if I can and talk about those things. And people can always come to board meetings and listen and ask questions. We always have public participation at the beginning. Mm-hmm. We have a few who come semi-regular basis and ask questions or offer comments. And that's all fine, too. I think the board members just feel like if they sit there and have a discussion, it might be kind of contrived because they already know all this information. Sometimes if we have more public at a board meeting or with media sitting there and you may not know something, I will expound on it a little bit just for the sake of the people that are there. I think the things that were on the agenda last night didn't necessarily warrant that, so I didn't expound on anything.
Nettles says they do a comparison to find out what other districts around Clinton pay and to keep up so they can attract and retain substitutes. News time is 26 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Thursday. We've got a bit more to come on the WHOW Morning Show.
Baum Chevrolet Buick offers full transportation options while giving you peace of mind. This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton. This is what we do every day. We listen to you, give you options for routine maintenance, major mechanical problems, or collision repairs with a staff that's knowledgeable to find the best option for you. Baum Chevrolet Buick, your full-service dealer. See us at BaumChevyBuick.com right from the start.
News time is 26 minutes after 7 o'clock here on this Thursday. Again, I'm Seth Lawrence with you folks today for this expanded local newscast. More than 38 million Americans plan to hit the roads this weekend for one of the busiest travel days of the year. As for prices at the pump, Patrick DeHaan, a petroleum analyst expert with Gas Buddy, estimates the national average will hold in the mid $3 per gallon range this weekend.
Well, we've seen a couple of refinery snags that are starting to impact the northeastern portion of Illinois, and that probably will continue to push the statewide average up. In fact, Illinois is up about 2 cents a gallon since midnight. Actually, a statewide average now $3.90 a gallon. That's basically what we saw a month ago and actually right at what we saw a year ago. Interestingly enough, while gas prices apparently have just inched up and we're kind of at the same levels we were a month, a week, and a year ago, the price of diesel has been declining, and actually at this moment, the average price for diesel across Illinois is below that of gasoline, something that's been rare the last several years. Average diesel prices in Illinois now $3.88, while gasoline is closer to $3.90.
Why is that? Because you would think with more farmers in the field that diesel prices wouldn't be down, or am I just wrong?
Well, diesel is seasonal, very much like gasoline, but the opposite season. So over the last month, the price of diesel has fallen from $4.08 a month ago statewide to $3.88 today. A lot of that is because, well, as you point out, farmers are certainly busy in their fields. Heating oil, which is also the same as diesel, heating oil demand has been declining as temperatures warm up, and that's put downward pressure on diesel prices, a trend that probably will continue into the month of June and maybe July before diesel prices start going up.
Over the past week, prices at the pump across Illinois are down almost 5 cents per gallon on average. On the national stage, prices at the pump are down 3 cents per gallon. To combat prices at the pump, President Biden ordered the release of 1 million barrels per day between Memorial Day and the 4th of July. 29 minutes after 7 o'clock here on this Thursday. Coverage of news is brought to you by Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton, your Silverado headquarters, and the morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube. Brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Coming up on 7:30 here on this Thursday morning.